Summer rain on the window. Watch the time float on. Cool air blows a moment.
Everyone, welcome back. So in today's video I'll be taking you guys through my daily routine. So in today's agenda there is a lot of catching up to do because I have missed 1 week of class, so I am going to catch up on everything, so we'll be back on track. So to give you guys more context of what situation I was in on this particular day was that I was super behind, a week behind on all of my classes, and I literally had a lot of catching up to do and it was like pissing me off. So here is my game plan to tackle all the tasks in next 3 days. I'll start off by watching all the lectures that I've missed during this past week so that we'll know what type of content was taught in the class. So basically I started off by watching zoology and physics lecture because those were the top 2. So there was already a lot of content covered, so I was mainly focusing on physics. And apart from these 2 subjects, I was also a little behind on my English chapter, but now I am far ahead of that chapter. And during the span of these 3 days, I'm also going to practice a lot of math problems. I should genuinely admit the fact that I did not study properly during the first half of the March because I was really in a tough spot and my anxiety was through the roof, and I overcame it. Don't worry about me. And I must tell that April has been so good to me and I've been doing far better than how I was doing. Also, it's like someone just turned on my brain cells. It is functioning properly now, and to which I am glad. I genuinely did study well in the first half of April than I did on the whole March. The only difference is that I completely changed my game plan to tackle my studies and started avoiding all the mistakes that I've made in this past 2 months and genuinely started studying properly. So the next task on the agenda is revising chemistry. So I'm going to revise a chapter from chemistry and I have set a timer for 45 minutes. So for that, first I'm going to go through all the study materials that is provided by the teacher. Then I will start solving MCQs based on that chapter and the topics. And while solving MCQs, I'm so proud that I did so well in the MCQ this time because I don't know why, I just did it and I'm so happy about it. So in case if you're wondering which app I was using to solve MCQs, I was using the MemoNeat app. The one problem that I face a lot is that even if I read NCERT of biology and chemistry completely once, still I tend to forget around 80% of the content in just a couple of days. Retaining all this NCERT content on the exam day is a challenge of its own. So in order to fix these problems, we have to do line by line MCQ problems on a regular basis. Also revise those MCQs in regular intervals to retain that information in the brain till the exam day. So I searched whether there is any app or website to help students to do this in an interesting way, and that's when I found about the Memonit app. Before going into what is the app, there is one fact about this app which really got me into this one, is that 90% of the NEET 2021 biology questions came directly from this app. Memonit has 1,500 plus questions taken from each and every line of NCERT biology and chemistry, including diagrams, chapter summaries. This is so interesting that anybody who has the capacity to study for 30 minutes at a stretch will study more than 1 hour using Memonit MCQs. So if you're a person who is lazy or bored to practice MCQs from NCERT, then this app is for you. So the one feature that I like a lot about this app is the repeat technology. So if you study a question, it will ring a notification for you to practice that same question on the first day, third day, and the fifth day, and also in the 8th day in a spaced repetition manner, basically to reduce the burden of revision. And if you study a question and get it wrong while revising it, then that week question will come again and again a couple of times, which means it will repeat a couple of times until you get it right. And all they charge is 1,699 for a 1-year subscription of biology and chemistry. And if you use my code Studytea41, it's just 1,399. And 2-year plans are also available for NEET 2023 aspirants. And if you don't have online payment method but you still like the app, you can send an email to memonit.team@gmail.com. They'll help you to pay through the bank transfer. You can also do the payment through UPI. So here is how you do that. So I was making the revision plan that I was talking earlier about. Even though I failed a few times to execute it properly, but I always bounced forward and did all those tasks. Often get asked that how I study for longer hours and how I am productive in general. Finally, I got into a conclusion how I do that, so I thought I would share it with you guys. The most common technique used widely is the Pomodoro technique, which you work for 25 minutes and then take 5 minutes break, or else when you work for 30 minutes and take 10 minutes break. That technique does not help me at all. It might work for some people, but it is not working for me because I hate interrupting my work. So the one technique that I love the most is the flow time technique, where you work for longer hours as much as you can without any interruption. So in order to keep a track of this technique, I like to use a sheet where I like to keep track of the start time, end time, the work length, breaks, and interruptions. And this technique does really works well for me, and I'm super happy about it. And I got this amazing tip from 5 Films. And also the other technique that I enjoy a lot is batching, where you batch out similar tasks together and then complete them by setting a time limit. I usually like using this technique for doing YouTube related works, where I batch out everything, like how I'm doing my thumbnail in between of my English lecture. So these are the techniques I use. So I hope that this might be useful to you guys. And about 5 Films, I get most of the study tips from her, and I highly recommend her channel because it is so freaking relatable. So my main priority for the rest of the evening is tackling more physics because I'll be getting back to classes tomorrow onwards, so we need to know the content. So once that's done, I'll take some time out for unwinding and finishing off the day in the good terms. So I'm planning to watch an anime and just chill and relax. So well, yeah, so I'm gonna focus on physics now.
Sakura, that's the end of your shift. Thanks for all the hard work.
You have a nice day now. Thanks, you too.